What's up, guys? I am Lanre. Welcome to my YouTube channel, the ultimate destination for forex enthusiasts. Get ready to dive into the world of forex trading with me as your guide. Now, in today's video, we'll be looking into our expectation for EURUSD for this week. This video ought to have dropped yesterday, and in my subsequent videos, I will ensure that I drop the weekly outlook on Sunday so that we can best be prepared for that. So we'll head straight into the chart. We want to do our top-down analysis. So we'll go to monthly. Let's start from the monthly to see. The essence of you going to the monthly is for you to check the momentum. There's not so much information that you really want to, except you are a swing trader, right? So just want to weigh the momentum. That's what we want to check on the monthly. Okay, so and what can we see? What can we see here? We could see that the market has been creating series of higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, and higher lows, higher highs, and higher lows. Well, the market has been creating the series of higher highs, higher lows. Okay, on the monthly, that's the first thing that we need to really grasp our hands on. Okay, market has been creating higher highs and higher lows. So if you come all the way down, you could see that the market at this point gave us a trading range on the monthly. Okay, market gave us a trading range on the monthly, which is from this level here. All right, so the market broke this structure here. So what I'm going to do is just label it for the sake of the information of the monthly. All right, so from on here to this point here, okay, what we experienced was we had a break of market structure to the downside. And if you have seen my my previous video, I told you the things that you look for. I listed them. If you have not seen that video, ensure that you go back to that video where I talk about how from consistently losing to becoming a profitable trader, it's all about the basics of market structure. Okay, so we have been able to identify break of structure to the downside, and we know that our swing range now is from this high to this low here. All right, that's our swing range on the monthly. Okay, so and we could see, don't forget I said that our major information that I want to check from here is to see to check the momentum of the month so far. The month will be ending today, and you could see that there's a lot of selling momentum entering into the market. You know, we had the bullish run from the beginning of the month up to this point that the sellers are already pushing the price down. So we have a lot of selling momentum into the market. All right, so I think that's all we could lay our hands on. And if you price this now, another thing that we can lay our hands on is that price has entered into the premium of this swing movement. All right, this swing range here, the market has entered into. In fact, I call my 61.8 and 70.5 my own golden zone. This is my setting for my Fibonacci. All right, so the market priced into 61.8, reacted exactly at the 61.8. Then we started having a downward of sellers momentum. All right, coupled with that, we have a zone here. We have a supply zone to the left. Okay, so I think that gives us an heads up already. So let's head down to the weekly. Okay, so let's head down to the weekly now. Let's head down to the weekly. Let's see what we can see there for the weekly. Okay, so now here we are on the weekly. Same thing we can see on a much better clearer picture. All right, so we have this level here. We have that market reacted from. Don't forget that we already priced this swing range from this swing range from this point to this point here, which is also our swing point. All right, so inside this range here now, that is where we make decision. just ensure that you check the last and my previous video. You understand what I'm saying. So you see that where the market reacted from, all the information we could see on the monthly was that the market reacted from the premium price. So we had a very big zone here, an institutional candle on this side that the market reacted from. So we know that also there's something here which makes this also interesting. We had a liquidation into this point. We had a liquidation into this point. So if we just label that to be our liquidity, so which is saying something very beautiful, we have liquidity into the zone, all right, and also there's also liquidity building up below here, which shows that now the price has taken liquidity into the zone, making it a very strong POI, all right, and price also has a liquidity to take below. So in the coming weeks, it's going to be interesting to see that EURUSD trades into this demand zone. If it has an intention to go higher, it's going to be very easy to join the buys from this zone, from this demand zone. And if the market breaks this zone, we know that the intention of the market is to keep that market structure flow, that downtrend flow, higher highs, higher lows that you have seen on the monthly. All right, I think this is a very good information for us to take on the monthly. So let's on the weekly. So let's head to the daily. All right, let's head to the daily. Okay, sorry, before we head to the daily, let's check back on the weekly. All right, so that you can see what price did last week. For us to be able to make more informed decision in our trading this week. All right, so I'm just going to make this box visible on the other time frame, okay, so that we can see it all the way down. Yeah, so I think I toggle it off, so I'm just going to hold it here so that we can have it there. Okay, cool. This also I'm going to toggle it on so that we can have it available for us to use for our top-down analysis. So top-down analysis basically means that you come from the monthly down to the intraday time frames, which are your 5 minutes, 15 minutes, and all, so that you can get your entries there. All right, so you can see that at the previous week, let me just zoom out close. Okay, let me zoom in rather. So you could see from here that last week, I mean, that was this is like 3 weeks ago, we could see that push from those points here to here. We could see that the market created a pullback, was in a pullback phase for the previous weeks into this weekly supply zone. I would see that bullish momentum. All right, we could see that bullish momentum entering into this zone. Okay, so then we also have a responsive move from the sellers pushing the price down. And last week we had this very bearish engulfing candlestick pattern forming right after we had this candle. And one thing interesting about this candle also is that you would see that it also takes liquidity. This previous one here, this first bearish move that we had into the zone, took the liquidity of the bullish run into this zone. All right, so and you could see that currently we had a lot of momentum into the market in the weekly. Okay, we could see that momentum is already building up to the downside. It has come and take this liquidity, liquidate the zones that are to the left here to continue up, or come all the way down to clear all the liquidities that are here to push the price up. Okay, so let's go to the daily. Let's go to the daily now. Let's go to the daily. No, sorry for that. Okay, let's go to the daily. As I said that when you understand the principle that is behind the top-down analysis, depending on the kind of trader that you are, you know how you find your way through, because why? Price is fractal in nature. All right, so what that fractal means is that before you would see this little pullback that started here on the daily down, it all boils down to 1 minute. You understand? But if you understand what you are doing, be able to catch all this move from this top here. So we could see that daily has given us much information that when this bullish momentum enter into this weekly zone, we started to see that momentum began to, there were a lot of orders that were being gathered inside here, All right, there were a lot of orders. You could see a lot of wicks to the upside, indecision for 3 days. You know, there were a lot of orders that the market was gathering, and on the long run, we could see that push. We could see that push down from the sellers to this point that we are into the market. All right, so we could see this one here is one of I think the news during the previous week that are actually push price down to this point here. So on the daily, what can we see on the daily? What can we see on the daily? All right, we could see that the market also has been creating series of higher highs and higher lows. Higher highs and higher lows into this point. Now on the daily, I must submit to you that daily is bullish. All right, we see have that bullish momentum, even though we know that we are inside the weekly supply zone. Okay, so but the daily is still bullish. Okay, the daily is still bullish. Sorry for that. The daily is still bullish because why? We still have a break of structure into the zone. All right, we had a break of structure into the zone. The price pushed all the way down to this level. This could be a retracement to continue back up. You understand what I'm saying? So it's just that you have to, as I said, as I always say, that you always have to prepare yourself to understand what the intention of the market is. Okay, to understand what the intention of the market is. Don't try to predict the market. You are not the owner of the market. All right, so you have to understand his intention. That's where you make money. When you understand the intention, then you'll be able to follow the market what you want to do, and it is very, very simple. There's no need to overcomplicate things. It's very, very simple. All right, so we had a break of structure to the upside. We have a lot of price voids here. Price created a lot of volume and liquidity void that market is likely filling through here. To mitigate any of this, we have a fair value gap. This is a fair value gap on the daily. This might be where the price is attracted to fill. We could see that this point has already been induced by the market. All right, it has already been induced by this candle here. It didn't really feel it. Let's see. Let me draw that perfectly. Probably it has. Okay, so yeah, so market has really induced this level here. Didn't really tap into it and push all to the upside. Now you're having this momentum here to take out this low, mitigate this point to go higher. As I said, to go higher from here. We could be anticipating what the market wants to do from us in this for us in this level. This is a very interesting level in the market to look out for. All right, so and also some other subsequent zones. And one thing also that we can see here that the market might likely be attracted to, we have this liquidity resting below this point. So that might be where price is also attracted to. All right, so and coming days also I have a zone that I'm really interested in, which is also this level. You know, I'm a day trader, so I just want to make use of the opportunity that I can find in all of those zones. Okay, so I want to see how price will react when it enters into this point. Then we'll follow price up if price shows us the intention to go up, and also this level also we'll see if price is going to show us the intention that it really wants to go up from here. We just have to watch price. We have to watch price, but on the weekly, we could see that most likely that the market is attracted to all these weekly liquidity points to continue its move and start a downtrend. That's why I said on the daily we are still very much bullish. All right, because why? There has not been any break of structure or change of character to the downside. So when this liquidity is taken, it could likely give when this, or let me say it this way for you to understand, when this liquidity here is taken by this price that is coming from the hub, from here, from this top here, the price coming in here breaks this level. All right, when we have the break of structure in this level, that means that we have a change of character. All right, so the first thing is that it does not mean that the market now wants to downtrend. All right, it does not mean that the market wants to start to crash. Okay, it only simply means that the market has an intention to go to the downside. That's just what it means. So when you view price from this perspective, it's going to change your game for real. Is an intention. Change of character first and foremost is an intention before you'll be able to trade it. All right, so when market breaks this liquidity here to the downside into the zone, might have this zone here to push it off for a correction that will join the sales to the downside. Just watching the price intention. All right, so on the daily we are still very much bullish. Okay, so just on the daily, we are still very much bullish, waiting for price to enter into this point to mitigate more part of this fair value gap on the daily. They will make some other informed decision. Okay, so let's go to 4 hour. Let's go to our 4 hour zone time frame to see what price can tell us from there. Looks, you could see that how we are building up our story from the monthly down to the weekly, down to the daily, and now we are in the 4 hour time frame right now. So you could see that this move that we have on 4 hour only simplifies the correction into the 4 hour, into the daily zone. All right, this move here, this trend here to the downside, this downtrend here to the downside only simplifies that, only establishes the pullback on the daily time frame. Okay, so it might be that the market will follow this trend all to this downside and break the levels that I showed you on the daily that we have identified, which is this zone here. You could see that the price tapped into these points and pushed up. On the 1 hour, it was very clear that there is a change of character here. So price might still respect this point, take out the liquidity and go up. We are only planning and anticipating ahead. Sure, you understand what I'm saying? So all right, so in addition to this, all right, I'm just going to show you the trade I make today, the trade I did today on EURUSD, following through the analysis that I said. All right, so we already have our top-down analysis that we can make our informed decision for the week. So I'll be watching price to trade into this point. I might join the sellers. I might join the trade down into this daily supply zone. All right, to this daily demand zone. Pardon me for that. Then we'll buy the market up depending on what the market shows us. So let me just show you the trade that I made. Let me show you the trade that I did for today. Okay, so let me escalate to my 15 minutes. All right, let me escalate to my 15 minutes so that I can see. Okay, so on the 15 minutes, what did I see? Okay, so I saw price finding it difficult to break this level here on the 15 minutes. Okay, so and I had to wait for the New York session to trade this. So the moment I saw that price was finding it difficult to break this level, I saw liquidity also being taken into the zone, making it also very interesting. The early sellers entering into the zone. So, in the subsequent videos, I'll be showing you how you enter, after you've been able to do your top-down analysis, how do you enter into the market? And that's key. That's very key. That's very, very key, which also determines how profitable you'll be in the market. All right, so when I saw that the liquidity has been grabbed into the zone, so what do I do? So I had to go down to my 5 minutes. I had to go down to my 5 minutes to check. No, 5 months. No, that was a mistake from there. Pardon me for that. Okay, this is just a bonus. Okay, so it should be 5, not 5 months. Yeah, 5 minutes now. Sorry for that. So I go to 5. Yes, 5 minutes. Okay, so when you build up your story, you understand what the market is doing, definitely you will not miss your way. Okay, fine. Yeah, it's already even load the trade for me on the 5 minutes. Earlier, my first trade for the day was a loss. Okay, my first trade for the day was a loss. Let me show you. Losses are part of the game. All right, so let me just show you that. Let me zoom in a little bit. Okay, so that you can see what I'm trying to show you. Okay, so yeah, so this was the trade I took last week, Friday. You could see all take profit hits. These 2 trades, I took it off from here down to this side. I took it from here down to this side. This one also as an addition to this one. All right, then today I got taken out in the opening of London session. That was the loss that you had there. And the second trade I did is what I'm trying to break down for you as an addition for you to be able to learn something. All right, so I saw liquidity has been taken. This was the liquidity that we saw on the 5 minutes, and I saw how aggressive the sellers were down to here, and I saw how they are manipulation back into this level. So when I begin to see that the price begin to slow down at this point, I went straight down to my 1 minute. No, I won't make that mistake again. To go to 1 minute to check my entry confirmation. So if I'm going to see my entry confirmation, then I'm going to join the sell. So okay, let me just push through. A very beautiful trade of 1:5 caught, and I was done for the day. Okay, yeah, so this was the trade I took. All right, just trying to show you that. So for me personally, I'm much bearish for EURUSD this week, depending on what the price shows me for the day. All right, so when I saw that the manipulation already started, so I had to check, as liquidity been taken also on this inside the 1 minute zone. All right, so I saw that liquidity was grabbed also here at this point. Liquidity was grabbed there, so I knew price will likely have an intention to go down. So based on the volume in the market, I had to price to the extreme zone after the break of structure that happened here. We had a break of structure. All right, we had a break of structure. Let me call it a change of character. So all these things works whether irrespective of the time frame that you are. Okay, irrespective of the time that you are, it works. All right, it works. So we had, let me zoom out for you so that you can see what I'm doing. Let me zoom out very, very well for you. So irrespective of the time frame that you are, okay, it works. It works. It works. You just have to understand what you are doing. Understand, build up a story for yourself to be able to follow through the market. Then you see how your result is going to change for good and for real. So without further much ado, all right, so I saw that price enter into the zone. I saw liquidity here also that price is attracted to. There are a lot of liquidity void to this left side, so I just target a quick 1:5, as you can see, for the day, and I was done for the day. You can also do this with practice, patience, do it simple, and be systematic in your approach of the market. So I want to see you win. I want to see you have a profitable week ahead, and join me on the next session on Sunday, where I will definitely drop another video for you on what we will be expecting, or what we'll likely be expecting of EURUSD for the week. But for this week, I'm still very bearish, following that correction move that I've seen on the daily, just following the sellers into that demand zone. Thank you for staying true. If you have not subscribed to my channel, it goes a long way for you to subscribe. So in order to support me, to support this channel to grow, you understand, and ensure that you like, subscribe, and turn on your notification bell. Thank you.